looking at rust close-up. It's already breeding, building up inside a car radiator after just 10,000 miles on weak, neglected antifreeze. But look at a radiator protected with new improved Prestone 2. Quite a difference. Introducing advanced silicone silicate formula Prestone to lock out rust and corrosion in all metals. And now it's even stronger for better aluminum protection. New Prestone 2, the bestseller just got better.
CBS sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by the Tough Americans, American Motors, and its AMC Jeep and Renault dealers. Right Guard antiperspirants and deodorants, available in roll-on, stick, and convenient spray. And by Dingo Boots, the walk-in boots.
And we're about ready to go with the second half of today's game between New Orleans and San Francisco. Here are the first half stats. And one of the interesting things to me, George, is that San Francisco has 64 yards passing and New Orleans 107.
Yeah, well, the San Francisco 49ers are trying to get that running game going. And the interesting thing to me the second half is how is George Rogers going to play? I think they need him on the ground to help Dave Wilson throw the football. He went off the field limping. He came into the game almost 100%.
Baum has another headdress there, which doesn't exactly match the Texas Western that he had. It's a New Orleans Saints cap, and he's not happy about the officials' call yet. That ended play before they could get that field goal. Here it is, Cleveland 28, Atlanta 17, the final score today in the NFL.
Well, now that's a break for the Rams, because it'll probably come down to the Rams and the Falcons. Eagles stayed undefeated, 36-17.
The Jets won one, 33-17 over Houston. Cincinnati eking one out over Buffalo, 27-24.
Came from behind.
Overtime it was.
And of course, that's a surprise to me.
Detroit shutting out Oakland 16. Zip, Matt Barr is ready to kick it off. Wayne Wilson is back there with Jeff Groth to receive it. Here comes Matt Barr. Jeff Groth at the goal line 5. He's out to the 10 to the 15. Groth to the 20. Goes out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Bounced out of there by Bobby Leopold.
You know, Lindsay, I had some players like Jeff Groth that had good hands and good moves and ran good routes, but they weren't fast. Now, he reminds me of that type of player. And
Here's
you know
a halftime score. Dallas 10, the Giants 3.
Yeah, Giants are playing good defensive football. They're linebackers.
Tampa Bay 6, St. Louis 3. Remember, next week it's going to be Dallas against St. Louis on many of these stations. Kansas City's leading Seattle 27. And at halftime, Denver 28, San Diego nothing. This is Rodgers carrying. Out to the 23-yard line. Danny Bunch made the tackle.
I didn't think Rodgers ran that last play with the authority he did earlier in the ball game. See him limping, Lindsay, a little bit there?
He is. As he heads back into the huddle. Second down and 7. It was spotted at the 24-yard line.
But he averaged 4.5 the first half.
Nothing wrong with that. Holmes ahead of him in the I formation for David Wilson. Groth in motion outside right. Quick pitch, Rodgers. Stood him up at the 26. Danny Bunch. 3rd and 5.
Here's an end zone shot. Same play. Pitch wide with the fullback leading. Trying to cut back against the grain, and Danny Bunch met him head on. Here it is again. Here's another shot. He doesn't have much blocking there. No place to go.
Brooks Williams in there now for New Orleans on the 3rd down play. Lone setbacks. David Wilson. And it's complete. Taken by Brooks Williams. Brooks Williams has got the first down at the 42-yard line.
And there's a flag, Lindsay. Flag on the play.
Holding is indicated against New Orleans.
You know, going back to Groth, he reminds me of a back who lives in New Orleans named Bob Brunet. Played fullback, halfback for us.
Bum Phillips not altogether happy with the call that has gone against the New Orleans Saints. Fred Silva will explain it.
Holding offense, number 68. Refused.
Fred Sturt. It's declined to bring up fourth down. Beg your pardon.
There it is. Let's see if we can see the holding by 68. Yeah, he's got his left arm hooked.
It wouldn't bring up fourth down, so
Offense 68, holding. Still third down.
it's enforced. Ball goes back to the 15-yard line. Third down. Wilson and Holmes are the setbacks. Banks is in a wide left. Chandler's in a wide right. Veteran head linesman Frank Glover comes in there with
Yeah, they got
a report.
third and 19. Let's see who he goes to now on third and 19.
Bum Phillips wants to confer with Silva.
I'll always remember Fred Silva because we lost a game in St. Louis. We had the game won at the end of the ball game. The officials, and Fred was the referee, took 5 minutes to decide what to call a play, and they ruled a touchdown. Sent the game into overtime, and St. Louis beat us.
There are the penalties for the day. It's plain to see that Bum is not entirely happy with the way that things have gone between the New Orleans Saints and the officials this afternoon. Third and 15 at the 15-yard line. David Wilson. Screen left to Holmes. Got it up to the 25. It'll be fourth down and about 6 to go. Punting unit comes on. Tortola and Tina Turner made the tackle.
If you notice that hat Bum has on, Lindsay, somebody stole his hat at halftime.
Eddie Solomon, Dwight Hicks are dropping back now to receive the kickoff as Bum gets in a little mileage along the sideline. Russell Erxleben in to do the punting. Eddie Solomon. Over to Hicks out of the field. Dwight Hicks takes it at the 29, 30, 35. And he is stopped at the 38-yard line by Jim Wilkes. So the 49ers get the ball first and 10. That was a 47-yard punt by Erxleben. The score is tied 7-7. 12:30 to play in the third quarter.
The Toyota diesel truck delivers at both ends. Up front, the Toyota diesel gives you extra dependability with 2 batteries for more starting power, a rugged 2.2-liter diesel engine, and of course that great diesel mileage. Are you comfortable? And back here, you get the Toyota name so you know it's built tough. The Toyota diesel truck delivers at both ends. Hey, we've got you coming and going! Diesel! Toyota!
Rainmaker to ground.
Okay, Rainmaker. One more, how to do it?
Raj picking us up a refill. Tell that fire not to go anywhere.
Bullseye! You got it.
Does that mean it's Miller time?
Roger, over and out.
Well, it's time to relax. One beer stands clear. If you got the time, Miller's got the beer.
Monday, October 5th. Host Harrison Ford shows us how they created the great stunts for the box office smash Raiders of the Lost Ark. Monday, October 5th.
Daniels take part in San Francisco on a football afternoon. The 49ers first and 10 at the 38. Ricky Patton, Johnny Davis are the setbacks. That's Patton. Only 2 to the 40. He's second and 8.
Well, Montana has pretty good field position here. But when you get field position, you have to do something with it. You have to take advantage of it. Here comes Cooper in.
With the next play. St. Louis has gone ahead of Tampa Bay now, 10-6. Next Sunday, San Francisco at Washington or Dallas at St. Louis. Check your local listings, and don't forget it all starts with the NFL today. Montana. And it's complete to Solomon. Freddie Solomon is headed for a touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lindsay.
60 yards.
Montana threw a strike. Wait till we see a replay on that. Montana drilled that ball in there so perfectly, he threw it like a baseball. Look at that tight spot right in there. Right between defenders and blocking instead of tackling. Somebody tried to block him down, didn't use the arms.
So Solomon comes off. Mike Sherman is in the hole. Barr will attempt. Sherman puts it down, it's booted up, and it's good. So the San Francisco 49ers have taken a 14-7 lead here in the third quarter with 11 minutes 48 seconds remaining to be played in this period.
That an amplified human voice can shatter a glass is remarkable. That a cassette recording of that voice can shatter a glass is amazing. But after 1,000 plays, can the same cassette still shatter a glass? It can if it's totally new Memorex. Now even after 1,000 plays, reproduction so true, we ask, is it live or is it Memorex?
You are about to leave the world of ordinary cars behind and make the Eagle switch. The revolutionary two-wheel, four-wheel drive American Eagle. The only automobile that lets you switch from two-wheel drive to full-time four-wheel drive. From high mileage on the road to high adventure off the road. Two-wheel drive luxury to four-wheel drive security. American Eagle. A switch from every car in the world from American Motors.
Matt Barr has teed it up to kick it off. Jimmy Rogers and Wayne Wilson to the deep mid. Wilson on the far side, Rogers at the goal line. Barr sails it downfield, and Jimmy Rogers retreats. 2 yards deep in the end zone, goal line 5. He's out to the 10, to the 15. Upended at the 15-yard line by Ricky Churchman. Ricky Churchman on the tackle.
Boy, did he hit him. That's using your shoulder pads. Now here's perfect execution, 60-yard play coming up. Montana to Solomon, but also faulty defense. Watch 22 coming right here trying to block the receiver down and not use your arms and wrap him around him and make a tackle. You aren't going to block a guy like Solomon, knock him off his feet. He's too quick.
George Rogers carrying to the 19-yard line. Tina Turner in to make the tackle. Chandler to the right side, Gross to the left side. There's a quick pitch to George Rogers.
Well, Rogers, Lindsay's running a little better now. He's running with more authority. Going back to that block by Ricky Ray, the defensive coach or the head coach has to talk to him. When you throw a block out in the open field, if you miss, that's a touchdown. You got to use your arms and wrap them up and try to lock them up there, because you can't give those easy scores. That's a home run.
Wayne Board on the last tackle for the 49ers. 1st and 10 for New Orleans at the 26. Brooks Williams in there. Solid draw. Taken there by George Rogers, and he gets across the 30-yard line to the 32. Carlton Williamson brought him down.
Well, both of these clubs, for instance, the Saints have 18 new players. They got 13 rookies. 10 draft choices made the team, and they got 4 starting rookies. So we got 2 young ball clubs here today.
2nd and 4. Holmes is carrying. The up back. Archer's out of the ball game for the moment. It's at the 33, picked up only 1. Jim Stuckey made the stop.
Wilson seems to have a lot of poise. Nothing seems to bother him.
Third down, about 2.5 or 3. Groth left and Chandler right. Wayne Wilson, Jack Holmes are the setbacks. That's Wayne Wilson moving out to a slot right. David Wilson. Throws it back, and Chandler can't get it. Ronnie Lott covering defensively.
Yeah.
4th down.
Wilson did a good job of getting away from the rush. The 49ers dog 2 linebackers. Watch the linebackers dog. Reynolds and 57 Bunce chased him out of the pocket. He throws on the run against the grain. Lott didn't see the ball, but he broke it up. There it is. The ball hit Lott's left hand.
Erxleben's back in deep punt formation. Hicks and Solomon are deep. Trajectory kick. Fair catch is called for by Solomon, and he's got it. Leaning up against his own man there at the 30-yard line.
4.6 hang time.
36-yard punt. 1st and 10 at the 30, so the 49ers leading by 7 will start there, but there is a penalty marker on that last kick.
Ineligible downfield.
In 1930.
First down.
Eligible downfield refused. So when they resume play, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for the 49ers. 8:55 showing on the clock in the 3rd quarter.
In 1931, Texaco developed a new gasoline for emergency vehicles called Fire Chief. Not just for fire engines, but family cars, too. In 1941, Texaco helped create a fuel refining process for the national defense.
For tomorrow, Texaco is working on a way of turning America's plentiful coal into clean-burning gas. These are some of the ways Texaco is making good use of America's energy resources.
Homeowners insurance or car insurance, when you have a claim, you want fast, fair service. State Farm agents see that you get it. For some claims, we can even pay you right on the spot.
On other claims, your agent works with experienced State Farm claim specialists. Whether it's a homeowner's claim or a dent in your fender, we work as a team to give you fast, fair service.
State Farm teamwork.
It takes the hassle out of claims.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Wednesday, October 7th, Kenny Rogers stars in a motion picture based on his hit song, Coward of the County. He lived hard and fought hard. Kenny Rogers stars October 7th.
New Orleans coach Bum Phillips had a 105-degree temperature, was hospitalized earlier this week, and earlier today we asked him how he felt now.
Well, I'm really feeling all right. When you get 58, there's a whole lot of things go wrong with you that don't happen when you're 25, but really I do feel fine now.
Well, he feels fine. Doesn't look as good without the big hat that somebody stole at halftime. 1st and 10 for the San Francisco 49ers at the 30-yard line. Easley and Patton are the running backs. Charlie Young in motion across. Leave it on the ground to Easley. And Derlin Moore made the tackle.
You know, with that hat he has on, if they come from behind and win the ball game,
you wear it forever.
He won't change.
So, 2nd down and 5 yards to go. You're right.
You know, Lindsay, I may have said that 22, Ricky Ray was a rookie. I can't recall. He's not a rookie. He's a third-year man. He just blocked instead of tackling.
2nd and 5. Cooper's back in there now. Cooper's got the ball. Up to the 37. Gain 2. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Now Usually in this situation, Montana likes to go underneath to a short receiver to get the first down. Some type of a delayed pattern.
49ers are leading here by a score of 14-7. Send Clark to the left side, Solomon to the right side, split the running backs for Joe Montana. Cooper and Patton the setback. Pops it to Clark. Incomplete.
Now the ball was behind him.
Ricky Ray recovering defensively. Punting unit comes on now for the 49ers.
He likes Clark in a clutch situation. It's a slant to Clark. Ricky Ray jams him. The ball's thrown behind him, and Ricky Ray almost has the ball. And 52.
Jim Miller is in there to do the punting now.
Kovac.
Jeff George is deep. Fair catch signal goes up, and it's made upfield at the 30-yard line by Guido. Guido Merkins does it again. So they'll start 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line, with the 49ers leading by a score of 14-7.
This life isn't for everybody, but for me, nothing beats it. And nothing beats my skull either. I just take a little pinch and put it between my cheek and gum. Sure feels good. I think going smokeless is the only way to go. And for me, Walt Garrison, this is the only way to live. Try going smokeless with Skoal, Copenhagen, or Happy Days. A pinch is all it takes.
Hi, Hal.
Hi, Mr. Van Patten.
You know, I've got a big family in real life, too. So we need room when we drive. Well, our new Olds Delta 88 is one family car that didn't forget the family.
And this one's a diesel, so it has the same kind of mileage as many smaller cars. Now that's practical. Our new Olds Delta 88. In today's practical world, there's still room to do it with style.
Bum Phillips, the head coach of the New Orleans Saints, with his career record there for many years, of course, head coach of Houston. Had been in the college ranks for a good many years before that. At one time was on the Texas A&M staff of head coach Bear Bryant. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Groth and Chandler, wide receivers. Holmes and Rogers, the setbacks. That's Groth in motion across for David Wilson, the quarterback. That's Rogers carrying. Just got to the line of scrimmage and maybe a foot or two. Carlton Williamson made the tackle.
Well, Jim Stuckey doing a pretty good job of stacking that running game up to the left side there. We got to report his ankle is okay.
Rich Caster's in there now. 2nd and 9 at the 31. Groth in motion outside right. David Wilson throws a screen. Taken by Holmes, and he's thrown for a loss of 2, but there's a penalty marker on the play.
Jack Reynolds read that play very well. Wilson had to throw the ball before he wanted to.
Clipping against the Saints. Could have been John Hill.
They forced him to throw that screen before he wanted to. It never developed.
See Danny Bunge getting the defensive signals from the sideline. He calls the defensive signals on the field. Bunge does. Fred Silver, the referee, now paces off the penalty, and he'll tell us about it.
Offense, number 62, personal foul.
John Hill.
Well, Hill was trying to get out in the screen.
Moves the ball back to the 15-yard line. Still 2nd down and long.
49ers in their nickel defense, 4 rushmen.
Jack Holmes, the lone setback. Wayne Wilson in the slot right. David Wilson, the quarterback. Wilson, Wayne Wilson. Gets it up to the 33. It's not enough for the 1st down. Bobby Leopold on the tackle.
You know, Wayne Wilson made a good catch there, Lynchy. That ball was thrown real hard. You could hear the impact as it hit his hands. This is an underneath pattern. Now watch.
Wayne Wilson and Tucson Tyler in there now. Third and 6 at the 34. Wayne Wilson loosening up. David Wilson. And it's complete. Taken by Rich Castor. First up. Williamson made the tackle.
Well, Castor made a good catch. And Wilson put the ball up high so he could get it away from the defense. Let's take an end zone look at this. Watch Wilson lay the ball up high so Castor can go up and use his height and get it.
Rich Castor, having made the catch, comes out of the ball game. Brooks Williams replaces him. First and 10 at the 47-yard line for the Saints. 5:25 remaining in the third quarter. Rogers across to the 49-yard line. Jack Reynolds and Keena Turner on the tackle.
I like Keena Turner, Lindsay. I think he's going to be a good one. He stacked that up, and he's playing with bumps and bruises.
Second and 7.
I think he has a hamstring.
Second down and 7 yards to go. The ball is just across the 50-yard line. That's Growth in motion across. David Wilson. To Growth, and it's Growth, and Growth has got it. And he's out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Ronnie Lott, the defender over there. 28-yard pickup.
Well, Growth went in motion, went down the sidelines, and he was wide open. Makes a nice over-the-head catch. Ronnie Lott didn't play the defense properly. Looked like they were in some sort of a zone. They left him loose along the sidelines.
Jeff Growth with the reception. Wayne Wilson's in. George Rogers out. First and 10 at the 17-yard line. Trailing by 7. The New Orleans Saints are driving here late in the third quarter. David Wilson going to the corner to Chandler, and it's intercepted and run out by Eric Wright. Eric Wright is out across the 20, and he gets to the 23-yard line. Jim Peterzak made the tackle. Wright intercepted in the end zone. He could have kept it there and it would come out to the 20. He elected to run it out and got it out to about the 23, and he stacked up there.
He brought one back against Seattle in the preseason and won the game. Here it is. Here's a replay. A corner pattern off a play action to Chandler. The ball's thrown just a little late and behind him. Wright makes a great play, shows the athlete that he is, brings it out, thinks he's going to go all the way on the play.
Archie Reese was shaken up and is being assisted off the field.
Right guard knows a man needs all the protection he can get. That's why Right Guard Solid has an action-triggered formula. Triggered to release protection when your body needs it most. So the more you sweat, the more protection you get. Right Guard action-triggered formula helps keep you dry and odor-free all day. Right Guard Antiperspirant Solid. The more you sweat, the more protection you get.
He's walking, yes indeed, a dingo man down to his feet. I'm hoping that he'll walk up to me. How you gonna stop him if he walks on by? I'll follow him till I catch his eye. He's independent and he sure is tall. The dingo man, he's got it all. He's walking, yes indeed, a dingo man down to his feet. I'm hoping that he'll walk up to me.
Dingo Boots, get in step.
Here's another angle on the interception. He's going for Chandler, and it shows the ball hanging and a little bit behind the receiver. And the defender, Hicks, playing it at its highest point. Now he's bringing it out. He's thinking Seattle, I'm going to go all the way. 102 yards for a touchdown.
Eric Wright, who was the whipping boy for Atlanta last week, and he's just made the interception and run it out. It's 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Patton and Cooper are the setbacks. And this is Cooper. He got across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Glenn Red made the tackle. Gain of 3 on the play makes it 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Aaron comes out. Bordelon replaces him defensively for New Orleans. Clock is running with 4 minutes remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter. And here comes Mike Wilson onto the field for the 49ers. San Francisco leading 14-7. Here's the score. Denver 35, San Diego 10 in the 3rd quarter. 3 wide receivers in there. For Joe Montana, who has quarterbacked the 49ers all day. Montana sets up, pumps one, steps up, he's hit, completes it to Clark. Penalty marker on the play. Ricky Jackson made the tackle.
Montana was hit just as he threw the ball.
Holding against the 49ers.
He's limping a little bit again.
Joe Montana, number 16.
He bruised his ankle last week against Atlanta.
In the 2nd series, actually.
Number 71, holding.
Keith Farnhorst.
Now, here comes 20 in. Amos Lawrence. Let's see how they use him. Usually when you bring a guy in like Amos Lawrence, he's not in there to block. He can throw a running pass.
As famous Amos Lawrence. 2nd and 16 at the 17. Montana swings it out to Lawrence. And he is bounced out of bounds. At the 21-yard line.
Lindsey didn't have enough running room for that type of play. The sideline took it away from him.
3rd down, 12 yards to go. Here comes Patton back on. Lawrence has come out. Ball is at the 21-yard line, just short of it. 3.5 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. Montana. Gunn to Charlie Young, the tight end. Not enough for the 1st down. Kovac made the tackle. There's a penalty marker on the play. It's holding against the 49ers. Preliminary signal.
Number 71, holding, refused.
Keith Farnhorst again for the 2nd consecutive time. Farnhorst, this one refused because it brings up 4th down and the punting unit comes on now. Jeff Groth is dropping back. Merkins is ahead of him in tandem. Back in punt formation, Jim Miller kicks barefoot. He's averaged 45.4. Booms this one up there. Groth. He's at the 26, the 30. Gets to the 35-yard line. Run out back in to Turner.
I like
a 44-yard punt.
You know, Groth's the type of guy that can do a lot of things and doesn't make mistakes. The hang time on that punt was 4.9. Pretty good.
Miller has had an outstanding day kicking for the 49ers. Bill Walsh, the head coach, in his 3rd season. Now the Saints still trailing by 7, start 1st and 10 at their own 35. Rodgers and Holmes are the setbacks. David Wilson has quarterbacked them throughout the day. Rodgers got to the 40-yard line. Danny Buns on the tackle, a gain of 5, makes it 2nd and 5.
Well, you know, Lindsey, Rodgers has shown me something today. He's playing with a painful ankle, and he's running hard. Now he's going off, but he's showing some toughness, which you have to do in the National Football League, playing a 16-game schedule, 4 preseason games, 20 games.
2nd down play coming now. Wayne Wilson and Jack Holmes in the setbacks. On the draw, Wayne Wilson. Penalty marker thrown. Got 2 yards. Pete Kugler made the tackle.
Well, we've had a lot of penalties this half.
Holding against New Orleans this time. Fred Silver taking a look before stepping it off. Back to the 30-yard line.
Offense, number 62. Holding. Second down.
John Hill, center. Second and 15 at the 30. Holmes comes off. Tucson Tyler comes in for New Orleans. Wayne Wilson in a wing left. Tucson Tyler, the lone setback. Wilson in motion across. David Wilson to Tyler. He just got across for a couple. Jack Reynolds made the hit at the 32, making it 3rd and 13.
Also pillars. On that last play, Keena Turner came off limping.
Groth has come off now, and Gordon Banks has come out of the wide receiver. Chandler's still in there. Third down coming up, 3rd and 13. 49ers are leading by 7 points, 14-7. David Wilson. Well, David's in trouble. It's incomplete. Brooks Williams took it, but it was across the sideline. So it is simply an incompletion. 4th and 13 at the 32, and the punting unit comes on.
You know what that does? That tires out those defensive linemen. See those guys coming back? That's like running striders after practice.
Eric Slavin is in there to do the punting now. Freddie Solomon, Dwight Hicks are deep. Eric Slavin. Solomon at the 30-yard line. And Solomon gets no return as he is hit and pushed back by Guido Merkins. So they'll start 1st and 10 just short of the 30-yard line. Earlier today, we talked to Coach Bum Phillips of the Saints about his game plan for this 49er game.
Well, number one, we're going to try to do the same thing that we think we can do well. We think we can run the football. Although can't anybody take the football and march up and down the field running it, we're going to start our young quarterback that I think has got a good future in this league. And we hope to mix the running and play action passing in and move the ball in that manner. We hope we can stop them. That's going to be a key thing of beating Frisco.
Ricky Patton to the 32-yard line. Picked up 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Jim Kovach made the stop for New Orleans. Today's actual attendance is 44,433. Here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Less than a minute remaining in the 3rd quarter as you look around Candlestick. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Joe Montana coming up. Montana, and he heads for the sideline, gets out at the 36. David Waymer ran him out.
Well, he runs that play very well. It's a bootleg, action away, the tight end coming across underneath, and Montana can either run or pass. Both times, he's kept the ball and wisely got out of bounds here.
It'll be 3rd and 4 now at the 36-yard line. Montana looking across to pick up the next play. Third down play coming. Patton is carrying. But he lost a yard. 4th and 5. Glenn Red made the tackle. That brings on the punting unit now for the 49ers. Jim Miller's out to do the punting. Jeff Groth is dropping back, and Guido Merkins will be upfield in tandem about 10 yards.
Well, they tried to spring him loose on a fast trap or switch type of play up the middle.
High snap. Miller got it off. Groth at the 16-yard line. is at the 20. Dives forward and gets to the 24. Ricky Churchman made a stop.
I like the way he handles punts, Lindsey. He catches that ball. He's a sure-handed punt returner.
That one was only 49 yards. The punt by Miller, and so it'll be 1st and 10 for New Orleans. They'll have the ball at the 24. 2 seconds showing on the clock. That's time remaining in the third quarter. 49ers are leading here by a score of 14-7. Rogers. George Rogers, stopped by Pete Kugler. And there is the gun. That's the end of the third quarter with the score, 49ers 14, Saints 7. We'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter after this word from your local station.
Tuesday, October 6th, it's America's favorite Backwoods family in an all-new movie. Buddy Ebsen stars in The Return of the Beverly Hillbillies, October 6th.
This is CBS. CBS sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by the Tough Americans, American Motors, and its AMC Jeep and Renault dealers. Right Guard antiperspirants and deodorants, available in roll-on, stick, and convenient spray. And by Dingo Boots, the walk-in boots.
San Francisco, this is Lindsey Nelson with George Allen, and we have a quarter to go. San Francisco leading New Orleans by a score of 14-7.
You know, Lindsey, George Rogers has carried the ball 12 times out of 18 first down plays. He's got 103 yards so far.
New Orleans 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line. West Chandler, Gordon Banks, wide receivers. Tucson Tala, Wayne Wilson are the setbacks for David Wilson. David Wilson going long and incomplete to Banks. Gordon Banks, second-year man from Stanford. Ronnie Lott covering. He's from USC.
Well, he had to throw the ball sooner than he wanted to. The play didn't develop. Banks hadn't come out of his move because the 49ers dogged and he had to get rid of it.
Sturt and Taylor have come out on the left side of the offensive line for New Orleans. Nat Hudson has come in. Dave LaFauré's come in. Third down, 7 yards to go. Groth is wide to the right side. Chandler to the left side. Split the running backs. David Wilson rolling and looking and throwing and incomplete, way short. Groth up the line there.
Well, he felt the pressure behind him on that. Dwayne Board, 76, was coming up from the rear, and he tried to throw it on the run and threw it into the ground.
Russell Erxleben is coming to do the punting. Solomon and Hicks are dropping back to field it for the 49ers. Little Overcast has moved in here to Candlestick once again. Peterzak makes the snap in punt formation.
Yeah, he's a good center.
Penalty marker is thrown. Solomon at the 27 to the 30. Solomon, the was out of bounds across the 35-yard line.
Royce Solomon's
Watley,
quick.
let him out.
2 flags down.
So the referee goes to the officials who threw the flag, says, "What do you got?" And he goes to the other and said, "What do you got?" And then he decides what we've got.
Well, one of the difficult things is to hold up until the ball is kicked.
Illegal use of the hands on the receiving team. Illegal formation on the kicking team. Replay.
We'll take it back, and we'll do it all over again.
That was a good punt. He had a 56-yard punt on that one. You know, when I see the Saints, the first trade I made with the Redskins was for a guy named Billy Kilmer, number 17. And what a job he did for the Redskins.
Didn't he, though, for a long, long time. Billy Kilmer was not exactly a picture-perfect ball player.
No, he had a tough time to, to throw a spiral, but it always got there.
Erxleben in deep punt formation. Sullivan and Hicks still the deep men for the 49ers. Well, fair catch signal goes up. Solomon makes it there at the 31. Erxleben wanted to read the label and get it right. 42-yard punt.
And another flag.
Another flag.
I don't like to see so many penalties on the kicking game. Slows the game down.
Ineligible downfield is the indication this time. So they bring it back again. Bill Walsh has taken off the headset and is looking around to see if he can discover exactly what all of this is about. We've had a world of penalties in this football game this afternoon.
Well, it could have been on that
Number
one.
53, kicking team, illegally downfield. 4th down.
Well, that's what I mentioned before. He may be downfield just 2 or 3 yards, maybe a foot before the ball's kicked, and that's illegal. That's tough to hold up when you've been taught all your life to take off with the snap.
Scott Palua. Erxleben now standing back at his own 7-yard line. End over end this time. Hits at the 41. Picking at the 31. Solomon is returning. And he gets to the 40-yard line. So the 49 to start 1st and 10. Ricky Jackson made the stop. That was a 47-yard punt by Erxleben. So the 49ers are leading by 7. We're in the 4th quarter, and when players resume, they'll start 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
A message from Jeep Truck to all you guys who aren't exactly gentle with your pickup.
Oh, don't worry, lady. The truck's okay.
Of all Jeep vehicles registered in the last 10 years, 95% are still on the road today. That's better than Ford, Chevy, and Dodge.
Is it full yet?
So if you guys can't learn to be gentle, better get yourself a very tough truck and get it now with a $500 introductory rebate on all full-size trucks from Jeep.
Conoco's gas-saving motor oil is the result of 60 years of innovations. 1922, Conoco introduces the motor oil additive. In 41, an additive to keep engines cleaner. Then in 54, an oil that works in all kinds of weather. And now, a gas-saving motor oil, new generation all season. From Conoco, hottest brand going.
Well, starting tonight on CBS, it's the all-new 60 Minutes. And then on Archie Bunker's place, Archie's on his best behavior. And then One Day at a Time and Alice, followed by the Jeffersons. And on Trapper John M.D., Gonzo discovers a new side of town. And that's all tonight, right here on CBS. Tom Phillips, head coach of the Saints, as the 49ers have it 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Schumann's in there to wide receiver, then Schumann in motion across. They leave it on the ground. Taken by Johnny Davis. fullback from Alabama, who moves up to the 45-yard line.
Well, Johnny Davis has looked good today, and you know, here's what the 49ers haven't been able to do to date. You're ahead in a ball game, and you got to keep the clock moving. So you got to be able to run the football. You just can't throw. And that's what they're trying to do now. They picked up 5 yards on that play.
That's a total offense for the day. New Orleans 311, San Francisco 255. On the clock, 13:42 remaining to be played. They give it to Davis again. He's being wrestled by Glenn Red. After a gain of 2 to the 47, where it'll be 3rd down and 3 yards to go.
Now, the last time in this situation, they ran the ball. They ran a play up the gut. Let's see what they do this time. Normally, they'd throw a short pass underneath to pick up the 1st down.
Double tight end alignment. They bring Brian Peets and Charlie Young in there now. On a 3rd and short. Johnny Davis and Ricky Patton are the setbacks. Eddie Solomon to the wing right. Davis. Well, it's very close. Ken Bordelon made the tackle.
He hit in there pretty tough. He may have made it.
It's very, very close. It'll depend on where they spot it. Take a look now. That's short. It's going to be 4th down, Fred Silva said. So the punting unit comes on. Led out there by Jim Miller, who's been punting well all day. Jeff Groth has dropped back. Merkins upfield in tandem. Miller on 7 has averaged 45.9. Groth at the 11-yard line, 15. They'll start from the 16-yard line. Bobby Leopold made the tackle. So with 12:29 left to play, and the San Francisco 49ers leading 14-7, the New Orleans Saints get the ball, but they get it first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Gentlemen, this meeting is called to decide which one of us is the most popular light beer drinker of all.
Must be talking about me.
I vote for my buddy, Boog Powell.
Oh.
Should I take the minutes?
You can take all year.
Hey, I cast my vote for Billy Martin.
I'll second that.
Me too.
Excuse me, this chart clearly shows what a little showing off can do.
Now, wait a minute. I'm the most popular guy here.
Gentlemen, wait, a little respect. At least we agree that light beer from Miller tastes great.
Let's do it! Tastes great! Let's do it! Tastes great! Let's do it!
Better make it a secret ballot.
Could we vote for Red Auerbach? Please?
I'm voting for me.
Count the vote, and that's no joke. All right. Gentlemen, we have a winner.
Says here the winner is Bubba Smith.
I knew this was a bad idea.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.